In today's blog, I want to cover the communication human resources template in the SharePoint Look Book. So let's look at deploying that in my tenant so that I can go through the different web parts with you. If I go here to human resources, you'll see that this is what the template looks like. Again, well done to the SharePoint team. Quite a sexy looking site. So let's go and unpack that. In my SharePoint site, I'm going to go and create site. I'm going to choose communication site, and I'm going to choose human resources. So this is what the site looks like. Quite a good use of graphics there. I do like the different colors that you see coming through there. Subtle, but very clever, I'd say. And then it does say that it includes 4 additional pages. So let's take a look. There is compensation. Let's see. Some cool web parts there. Then there is career. Let's have a look. Also, a couple of cool web parts, already spotting what we're looking at. Benefits. And culture. So we'll do a very, very quick run through of all of these so that you better understand how the pages are built. So first thing we'll do is to look at the theme that's used to color the site, if I can call it that. Please keep in mind that some of these templates that you deploy in your tenant also comes with a custom theme linked to it. So if we look at the standard colors, these are normally the standard colors. Okay, I've deployed a lot of many different themes, and I can see that this one is also different. So definitely not part of the standard stack. If we go to theme, you'll see there, this is actually a different color theme. Then also the header is set to compact and it's set to white. So see there what the difference is it would make. So it's set to compact, and of course site title is set, the logos are showing, etc. And then the navigation is set to mega menu. And I think that is all for now. I don't think there's any footers set. So you can see at the bottom, of course, you can configure a footer as well. So let's take a look at the home page. Let us edit this baby. So first things first, playing guessing games, but I can tell you now that this is a Euro web part. So this Euro web part is set as 2 tiles. It's tiles, not layers. See, that's what layers looks like. That is tiles. It's also in a separate section so that they could make the background white. The next section that you see there, again, a new section so that they could change the color, has 3 images in, and then it has 3 text boxes in. So 3 images. Remember, an image can have a URL on it. Now, here's something I want to warn you about images and URLs, is that if you just put an image on a page, you can't set it to not be clickable. Okay, so see what happens when I click on this image. It opens the image, which is pretty daft if you ask me. Okay, so you know what I normally do is that I copy the page that I'm on. And if I don't want that image to go anywhere, I just copy the local page that I'm on's URL. So if you look at those, I would normally just copy the local page URL so that if someone does click on an image that shouldn't have a URL, it actually just does a bit of a refresh of the page. Silly, but better than what it normally does. Remember again, if you want to put images next to a page, next to each other on a page, they better be exactly the same size. Okay, like honestly, they need to be exactly the same size. So even if it is a pixel or 2 different, your eye might not see it, but someone else might look at the page and go, something wrong there. So please be careful that your images aren't exactly the same size if you want to put them next to each other. Then we have a whole new section here. This section is 2 columns. Okay, so it's a 2-column section, and these of course are quick links. Quick links set as buttons but with no outline. So there you can see that's with an outline. There you can see that's with full color. So that is with no outline. Looks quite nice because it uses show description. See that? That's pretty cool. I do like this because it looks quite smart. If I click on that, there's the description that goes into it. So you can either not show it with a description. So let me show you what that looks like. There we go, quite boring, hey? So descriptions, very, very nice way to show the quick links. Both of these are the same buttons, and both of them no outline, and they're not showing descriptions. Then there's a new section. You'll see that both of these web parts are in the same section. This one, of course, is people. So that's where you can add additional people. So I can go and add Brahm, for example. And these are clickable dynamic contact cards. So if I to click on that, it even gives me, hey, this is Brahm's details, and this is the last documents we worked on, etc. So contact card, and it's set to small. So there's the differences. Pretty cool. And that's just them actually putting text in on the web part's title. Then this, of course, is a call to action. I do like it. I've never seen that, and I've never done that. But look at me learning things while I'm doing this bit of a run through on the SharePoint Look Book. I would normally put these things in a shorter column. So I would normally have these in a 2-column or in a 3-column. So see there? I've never used it as a banner like that. And I must say, kind of like it. So a very cool graphic that's used there. Let me just bring your attention to something. Clever, clever use of colors that it picks up. See that terracotta orangey type of color? Very clever. And that type of a teal color. These designers are clever people. So on a call to action, I can have a button label. I can have the click button there as well. So that button label goes there. This I actually type in on the web part. It has a link there. I can set it to align it differently, and then of course you can add a background image, which is pretty cool. Okay, then the next one we have here, again, a new section. Because of the background color again being changed, it's a 2-column section, as you can see there. The background's white. On the left hand side, they've brought the news web part in. This news web part is set to hub news. I kind of like the layout, so depending on how the news shows, it'll show like a graphic of the one and then just titles of the other news. Then this one here is quick links, so it's set to show as a grid. Remember that a grid wraps. So a grid wraps, but a film strip doesn't. So if there was only 2 or 3, you'd have to click through, where a grid will wrap if there's more of the links below it. So that is a quick link. Then most recent documents is pretty cool. So most recent documents will show you any items based on you as a user. So anything that you've worked with recently. I wouldn't necessarily put that on an intranet, but hey, it could be a cool web part to use. So most recent documents, and you'll see there, you can configure it to say, is it this site or is it all sites? Because all sites would make more sense. And then you can sort it. You can even set the way that it displays. Interesting, and how many documents it must show. And of course, you can always give it a new title. So you can say your stuff. I don't know. Okay. And then on the right hand side, so this is a vertical column. You would insert those by putting that in a vertical column. Okay. Vertical columns are great for web parts that runs past other web parts. So think of Viva Engage or a form survey, where it'll be longer than the web part that's next to it, because otherwise you can't align your web part. So that's quite nice, because look at this. There's one web part, but this one's actually extending it. So vertical columns works quite nice for that. If I go here to the top, there's the color that's been set to the vertical section. This, of course, is quick links. Man, there's lots of those. It's set to buttons, no outline, and it's on a center and a 2 lines web part. So then this is interesting. So customized guidance, but I do think that this is them just putting a note in. So that's just a little text box. That means if I go and add a web part, then that'll look like that. So that's actually the events web part. They obviously put the graphic in just to kind of like make it look a bit better. So that is the home page. Let's republish that. Let's take a look at the others. Okay, this page has a banner. Title is set to center. So This is an image and title banner. Okay. Then separate section to change the background color with text in it. Separate section, 3 columns to change the background color again. That is quite interesting. I'm sure that's a mistake. This is quick links again, people. So there's 3 quick links set as a list, and each of the quick links, that web part has been renamed here at the top. Again, a new section. This is a 1 column, and this is by definitely sure a Euro web part. There we go. It's set to layers, and it's got a graphic, of course. So if I click on this and I edit it, there's the link it must go to, and there is the graphic that it goes to. Quite a nice web part. It shows quite nicely. Again, look at the clever use of colors here, people. Teal, teal. Okay, then this is a new section. It's a 1/3 left. So column this side, column double width, column this side. This is pretty much text, people. So all of this is text. They've just changed the color of the font and of the text. Then the next one, also a separate section, and this again is a call to action done as a banner, which I really like. So if I go and edit this, people, you can see I can change the background image, and also there is the link it can link to and the text that is on it. Just while I'm on this, a quick tip for you. A blog I did a couple of years ago about banner sizes and things on SharePoint. So let's just take a look at that. Now, I know if I show this to anyone who's a graphic designer, they're going to laugh in my face. Okay, so remember that I'm kind of like the underdog person. I want to help everyone that doesn't necessarily have the tools or the skills, but they're becoming citizen developers, okay? Because you all have the right to rock, okay? I just want to put it out there. Never mind the right to party, we all have the right to rock. So this specific blog that I did was to explain in layman's terms how to plan for banners on SharePoint pages, because we don't all have Adobe and those fancy tools. I mean, who has? I'm a PowerPoint girl. I do everything in PowerPoint, okay? So I have to do things a bit different. In this blog, I talk about banners and how to plan for those. So I took this 16:9 image and I kind of gave you an idea of what happens to it if I put it on a banner, okay? So firstly, you can put a focal point there. And I wanted to also show that on different resolutions, what happens with that graphic if you use that graphic? What happens on a mobile, for example? I then went and I just kind of broke this down and I said on different resolutions, this is kind of like the sections that it'll show of that banner to give you a better idea of what it does with a 16:9. And then also, what does it do on mobile? But importantly enough, is if you use a 16:9 like this for a banner, you got to decide what you're going to show. Are you going to show these people's heads, their belts, or their shoes? Because you can't show it all. A banner only cuts a little piece of it out. So there you can see it's either heads or their belts or their shoes, okay? So here's a little silly tip that I gave. I've got to just find it. If you have to print a photo and you put like 2 rulers down on it, move it up and down and then check what you're going to cut out for a banner, because it kind of works like that. Okay, I'm saying kind of, okay? So pretty much if you go new PowerPoint, that size that a 16:9 is what you can use, but it only cuts a certain part out for the banner at the top. And the same goes for these type of graphics that you're using there. That is just a sliver of a page that it's cutting out. You can use a full graphic, but it only uses a little sliver of that page, okay? So plan that well and be clever. There's if I take PowerPoint as design ideas, man, there's some pretty cool stuff. Look at this. This is what I created with design ideas. So those design ideas that you see in PowerPoint, I create a lot of banners with it, okay? So don't shoot yourself in the foot and say, nah, I'm not a fancy pants graphic designer. Everyone can be a graphic designer. You just got to work hard enough and be hungry enough to do it, okay? So that is also a call to action. Very, very cool web part. Let's go to the next one. That was careers. So I don't have to cover all of them. I think in this video, this is a text web part, single column. This is also a single column section with a Euro web part. There's 3. This is I'm going to guess it's a 1/3. So it's a 1/3, 2/3 this side. This is a Euro web part, same as this one. and it's set to layers. Okay, so it's a single tile layers. This is quick links. This is text, people, and this is another call to action. So let's quickly take a look. There you can see text, Euro web part, 3 tiles. This is quick links, of course, set to list. This is a Euro web part set to layers. It's only 1. This is text and text. This is a call to action. Let's take a look at the next one. Benefits. Again, you can see there separate sections so that I can change the background color, right? So there we go. Background color there. Text, that's quick links. So it's set to compact. Remember the difference. Buttons, list, tiles, grid, film strip, compact. This is also quick links. Looks nice for those graphics, man. They're clever with the use of their graphics. Then text as well on the page. And that's a call to action. And then there's another one, which I think is a very much repeat. That's text, people. That is a Euro web part layered. That is text. That is, I'm guessing, 3 images and text. We'll come back to it now. These are quick links. Let's take a look. That's an image. I was right. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole site. I just want to quickly share some resources with you because I really saw some beautiful graphics on the site. So I wanted to just quickly share some resources with you as well. Okay, so here's my 5 most favorite resources that I use for graphics. Pixels is one. Very, very cool, high quality graphics. Pixabay is the second one. Also lovely graphics. Unsplash, just as good. Gratisography has got more fun type of stuff, okay, so whimsical type of things. So some very cool stuff in there. Gratisography. And then FreePic's got some incredible graphics as well. What I do like about FreePic, it's got some nice illustrations as well. So if I had to go office workers illustration, I don't know if illustration will wax it, but let's see. Nice. Look how nice that is, people. There's some really, really cool graphics here that you can use. And these sites are free, okay? You can normally download a certain amount before. And some images are premium, of course. So I'm not saying if you're a consultant and you build intranets for companies, you should come download stuff here. But honestly, if you're internal and you're adding graphics for internal sites like intranets and com sites and team sites, oh, please, go crazy. If you start building external websites, you're going to get into trouble. But please do stick to your company's governance and policies regarding graphics. And also remember, if you start downloading graphics, people, do it once. Load the content somewhere where people, other people in the company can find them as well. Put them in a nice category and nice folders like office workers with a little folder. So reuse those graphics. Don't keep on reloading it. So create a little space where everyone knows if they download graphics, they go load it there for other people to use as well. So some really, really cool graphics on these sites that you can use, people. Like really, really nice. And there's one last thing that I want to quickly give a tip. This is the last one that I want to share with you. So Design Seeds is one of my favorite. It's actually a website, okay? But I normally just go Design Seeds and I go images. Sometimes I just want to be inspired for the colors I want to put together for a specific page. And believe me, as humans, we think of the primary colors all the time, or the standard colors, okay? But look at these things. I mean, they're just exquisite, man. So if you look at some of these, I would never have thought to go and say, oi, let's put magenta and like a dark jade together. But look at that. So you can go and find nice graphics and you can be inspired by it. Getting a bit overexcited there. Sweet, 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 peeps. That's me for today. And that is the human resources template on the SharePoint Look Book. Let's take a look at which one we want to do next. Let's quickly see. So we've done organization, we've done human resources, I've done crisis management. Of course, I want to do all the fun ones first. We know this. I'm going to absolutely do the volunteer center next. See you soon.